Hi everyone, it's Wendy. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm doing something really fun. I was challenged by the fabulous Rachel, Roxy Creations. She did, I think it was last week, in her Rachel's or her Roxy Weekly Challenge, she was doing painting your own labels. And so I thought I would give it a go. Actually, she genuinely challenged me to give it a go in a very friendly kind of way. And so I thought, yes, I will give it a go and then maybe add a little sketching on it as well. So I have some of my gouache here and it has hardened. So I just give it a spritz with a water bottle. This, I use my Distress water bottle. And I've already been playing. I had to do that because I needed them to dry so that I can do the sketching on them. But I'll show you the sort of thing I was doing. So I was taking, which color was I using? I think I was using this one. That's this one here, yep. So just using some color from here and just very much the same thing that Rachel was doing. Just going ahead and, I hope you can see this, I'm not at the best angle, doing an oval, and of course you can, when you cut it out, you can get rid of some of this thickness and make it thinner. Totally up to you. So yeah, I can make that thinner if I want, or you could keep it that thick as well. Let me just grab a little more. These two are very similar colors, so I'm just going to blend them and get them a little wetter. And then just a matter of choosing a shape and then getting that shape down. Pretty easy to do. Probably easiest way to do this would be if you have like alcohol markers or even watercolor markers would work really great. Watercolor would work well with this as well. I'm using, this is vintage from 1904 paper, railroad paper or ledger. And the nice thing about using a ledger is the shape. You actually, it has lines in it, so it makes it easier for you to, I'm just going to change colors, to get straight lines if you want. So I use a tea towel rather than, like this is an old tea towel that I only use for watercolor and gouache. Rather than using paper towel and whatnot, it just saves. And I actually keep it over my leg. I just wanted to show it to you there. I keep it over my leg and just add a little water here. And that allows me to wipe off whatever it is I'm working on. Okay. I might need a little more water there. Okay. So do another shape. I don't want to spend too much time in the painting process, but just doing a little fancy shape there. Some of the beautiful labels I have from Took, the Took's craft table, have that shape. Actually, a lot of Tracy's have this shape as well. I'm getting too precious with it, and that will cause a problem. So if you just go like that, and then we can cut the curve out if we want. Let's make it easy on ourselves, right? So we've got that shape. Let's do another oval. And then I'll grab the one I already have painted. And they are not perfect by any way, shape, literally shape or form. But I thought we could go ahead and do a little something with them. So I'm just going to clean my brush, because the next step for me is I'm going to just use, move these out of the way. I'm just going to use a pen. So set this aside. See, set the same. Okay, I've got a couple of those, and then I will set my gouache out of the way as well. And I'll let those dry. So those are the ones I've done already, and you can tell they're not perfect. I look at them, I'm like, yikes. A little bit hasn't dried quite yet down here, but I think everything else has dried. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just do maybe some doodling, and I know Rachel's done this sort of thing as well. So let's give it a whirl. So I'm thinking I like the idea of having a whole bunch of leaves. And I'm doing the drawing. I'm not really thinking about where it's hitting. Let me just come in a little tiny bit. I mean, it's nice if we can get something to go in the center of of our labels. So yeah, it's just a matter of kind of sketching as we go. And that one didn't really hit anything, did it? So I mean, you can stop and do a different sort of plant or whatever it is that you're sketching. I just like the idea of sketching something on here and then have that determine what's actually hitting some of these labels. Like that. And this one could have a leaf coming down. I think the trick is not to get too precious with it, which I think I already have done. Like so. Yeah. Something like that. And then we could have, just looking at this, okay. And that's very simple, and we'll go back and do a little bit more on it, I think. Oh wait, we've got more up here. I have to budget my time, make sure I've got enough time for cutting some of these out and doing a little more embellishing. Like that. There's no reason why we can't just have a leaf coming down randomly. It doesn't have to be precise, does it? So it doesn't have to be connected to a plant necessarily. I like when it is, but it doesn't have to be. So I'm just going to stick in this area. Okay, how are we for time? Okay, we're good. Now, I think it would be kind of neat to do some stripes on some of these. Take our stem a little bit more, or veins, into the center. So that's what I've got going on there. I'm just doing 3 and 3. I don't know, I just like the looks of that. I don't know why. So this is Rachel's challenge, but I have to kind of come at it from my perspective, which I think is what she was expecting me to do. So many wonderful friends from this community, and I really appreciate you all. Appreciate you all watching. I mean, this is literally you watching me have paint dry, so not super exciting. I have to do this side because it will be on the border of that. You can do any kind of drawing at all. And like I'm doing, and you could do the sort of plant that has like several little bits coming off like that. That might look kind of nice as well. So you see the sort of thing that I'm doing. Okay, let me just finish these, and then we'll cut a few out and do a little bit more to them. And sometimes you'll see someone do this sort of thing and they just put a whole bunch of stripes on one side, and I like that look as well. So that's what that one is. All right. Oh, I dragged my hand through there, so that made a bit of a mess. Okay, so let's just cut some of these out and see what we think. So actually, I'm just going to cut down this strip, and then we'll cut some out from that. Makes it a little easier, like that. So I'm cutting off part of what I painted. I just like the look of that, like that. You could, of course, tear it out if you wanted. I don't want my paint to look that thick, so I'm just going to continue doing this. So there's my oval. Here's another oval. I'm going to go even tighter towards the oval. So that's the thing. You can, if you don't like, if you think it looks a bit messy, you can just bring it in a little bit more, like that. Get a few there. And then, and really, I'm not going to worry too much about it being super straight or super thin, or just a little bit. Sorry, I was in the wrong spot there. And we'll cut this one out. That's got a really wonky line. Probably just add to the charm. Just like that as well. Let's cut out a couple more of these, and then actually I'm going to cut this one out because it's kind of fun. It's got a different sort of drawing on it. That looks kind of cute. And just grab, I want to get one of these ones here that have the interesting little curve in them. The little divots. And you can take, I don't have a small hole punch here, but you could use like a little hole punch to take those divots out if you want it. So that's that one. So what else can we do to it? I have more I could cut out, but let's look at just putting a little bit more on these. Just one second, I'm just putting these in the garbage. Little tiny bits. So we could take, I have a white pen, and I think it might be kind of fun to take the white pen and just put it just kind of emphasize our line of the inside of our label. I think that'd be kind of fun. So this is a it's a Uniball. Doesn't say it on Mitsubishi. It's a Uniball. Here we go. Uniball Signo. It's a great white pen. I really, really love this pen. And for the black, I was using a Uniball Air Micro. This is waterproof, so you could paint over top of it even. Let's put a couple of white lines in here if we want it, just to give it another fun look. Actually, I'm going to bring him even closer for this, what we're working on. Mitchie! So we could take this one, I'm going to just set that aside a little bit, but I'm not going to, where the leaf crosses over the interior, I'm not going to put the white over that, so it looks like the leaf's on top of it. I'm going to put this white line just in front of where we have the black. Like that. And what you can do is you could take your black pen, and if you don't have stamps, why not just write what you want to write? So we could write specimen, something like that. Or we could write something like, whoops, figure 1 right there. So I think that's kind of fun too. Use my white pen to go around the inside a bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect, of course. We don't aim for perfection. Just put that white there. I just think it gives it a kind of a cute little look. So this is one we've just written, figure 1. I mean, these are not scholarly drawings by any shape or form, but they're just, you know, something fun to do. You could use your black pen for this as well. And I have a gold pen somewhere. Wouldn't that be nice? But I don't have it handy. So we have that, and then we could write, I like figure 1. Figure number 2. Something like that. And this is going to look really great in a journal. I'm going to write figure number 3. And I'm just going to take this white pen. Sorry, I'm off screen. Go around here, and if you have a gold pen, great use for that as well. Silver, the Uniball does silver as well. We're just going to leave that one. We're not going to touch any of those leaves. Let's see about using the black pen to outline rather than the white. See what we think. I think that looks great too. I'm getting into writing figure 4. I think, if I remember correctly, Rachel might have done some ziggy-zags in there too. I'm just going to put a white line on the inside of that black line. I'm going to attempt to anyway. I hope you can see this. I'm not worried about that. I got a little blurb up there, but that's fine. And I just think that looks kind of cute. We could even paint those leaves if we wanted to. Let me see, do I have any of that paint left? I'm just going to grab this. Grab my paintbrush. Where did I put it? Okay, I'm just going to grab my paint. And, there it is. Grab the paintbrush. Let's try. Let's see whether we get the results we're hoping for. Oh, this is a nice green. What if you were probably all screaming at me, add some color to those leaves. So because this is gouache, it's not super transparent, and so you can still see the black underneath, but you can't see it as well as you might do if it were watercolor. Watercolor is transparent. That's the main difference between gouache and watercolor, is that watercolor is transparent. I mean, you have some that is more opaque, but for the most part, it's transparent. So I'll just add some color to the leaves, and wiping that off on my leg. I'm going to grab some of this color and see if I can just add another color on the back side of that leaf, just for fun. Get some water. Do it again. I mean, these are very simplistic leaves, but they're doing the tricks. It's actually taking away the white that we had before, but that's okay. That green wasn't fully dry. Pardon me. I'm just going to use this color here, move this out of the way a little bit, and I'm just going to use that turquoise in here on these pretty leaves. I just love the combination of orange and turquoise. I just think it's orange and aqua, orange and turquoise. So this gouache is fairly watered down that I'm putting down here, and it just gives it a little bit more transparency. So what you can do, I'm going to bring this in so you can see it. If you find that you've got more color down than you want, you can go back in with your brush and then just wipe your brush off to take out some of the water, and that will make it lighter. And I think that looks great. So let's see if we can lift some of this. We find it a little darker than we want it. And what's nice is that kind of blends it a little bit more. We can see the black again underneath. And let's try this one. It's pretty much dry now, so we're going to have to leave that as is, but I think I prefer that look there. So we've got a few more minutes. Let's do, quite like this one. Isn't that cute? I think I like the smaller leaves. Set this one up here. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. I want to be able to see it. I keep forgetting that I've really moved this close. Okay, let's pick another color. I mean, these could be fantasy leaves too. They don't all have to be a color that one finds necessarily naturally for a leaf. I'm going to use some of this magenta color on here. And that's quite transparent because, like I said, I've got a fair amount of water in it. And I like that just as it is. I think that's super cute. And then this one, I don't want to use magenta because it has a magenta outside, but I don't mind using, I've got like a, I call it almost like a raw sienna. It's an orangey raw sienna color. It's the color I used on the outside of this one. And let's see about putting some of that here. I'm using a round brush. You can use flats or anything you want. I'm just most comfortable, I think, because I do a lot of watercolors, that I'm really comfortable using a round brush. So there's that one. And I want to just wipe up this a little bit here. And this one, I think I'll like to use some more of that orange color. It's almost like fall leaves, really. And you don't have to be super precious and make sure that you're staying in the lines. I think being an artist and being creative means we don't have to stay in the lines. That's my thought anyway. Such that it is. So there's that one that says specimen. Move these over a little bit. This is just fun. What a fun way to spend some time. And I'm going to put blue on here. Why not? Why not? We could have blue leaves. I just like the colors together. Like I said, it's just kind of a fantasy thing anyway, isn't it? So, this one doesn't have anything along the inside, so I think I want to put I like the white. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just going to do a white like that, and like that. And you can go back when they're dry if you want it. This one goes this way. Love that. Now this one was dry, wasn't it? Okay, so when it's dry, you could go back and, if you want it, and put a little more of the black back in. You probably won't need to do this with watercolor, but with gouache, because this first one I didn't have it sufficiently watered down, then putting back the black was probably a good idea. Like that. So that's just going to make it darker, and I think that makes it look really great. And let's try this one too. I know I'm getting towards the end, but the end of my 30-minute timeline with my recording device. And you could put some white in there too if you wanted. But I think those look really pretty. Very happy with these. I'm so pleased you challenged me, Rachel. I'd like you to challenge me more often. I may regret saying that. Really like that. So those are a lot of fun. So let's just have a look at what we've done. We've made this one. We've made this one. Might be my favorite one. We've made this one. Okay, I love that one too. This little one. Love this one. Okay, just love the simplicity of it. This one. And then this one. Okay, this one definitely needs to have its leaves re-identified. I'm going to do this on it and just put them on one side. You can see them kind of ghosted in the background there. But on the other side. But why not? We can do augmentations as we go. So there's that one as well. And what would it look like in a journal? The only journal I have handy right now is the one we've been working on. Let me just open a page. Okay, here's a page. So we could put, oh gosh, let me come back a bit, or let me go forward a bit. If this cuts off, my apologies. But see how pretty that would look on there? Or this one. Isn't that great? So thank you so much, Rachel, for the challenge. Thank you all for watching. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.